I hate to give credit to my mom,
Mm.
but my mom,
You do?
I do. My mom always said, just because you can doesn't
hate to
mean you
give
should.
credit.
And she's right. And at the time she was talking about putting slugs in my sister's hair.
Oh my God.
But
Are you kidding?
No, but that lesson makes a huge impact for business too.
Yeah.
Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. And it's just getting in the habit of seeing what end up ultimately being distractions as distractions versus seeing everything as an opportunity. Because it's not. And just because it can down the road doesn't mean that it can be for today.
Welcome in, everyone, to Champagne Social. It is your host, Madeline. And also, my husband is back around too. Kenny King is in the studio with us, which is very exciting. You were on the first episode, which happens to be the most popular episode that we have
Really?
so far on the podcast.
Wow.
Yes, my mentor.
Wonder why.
My mentor was on. No, I'm just kidding. So it's very exciting to have you back. And you're here for a couple of reasons. Number one is just emotional support.
Absolutely.
Number two is so that I am not talking to myself for 45 minutes, which is it's always good to switch it up. And number three, because you have a lot of value to add to the listeners and the watchers. So I'm really excited to have you in here. If you're watching this, we are looking very fancy. We're going to a nice dinner after. So that's why I'm in heels. It's not your typical Champagne Social episode. I feel like we almost need a little champagne for this fancy occasion. Okay, so we start every episode, and I know you're a loyal listener, so
I've never missed an episode.
It's very sweet.
I never have.
Very sweet. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
So
Big fan.
you know where I'm headed with this. We're going to start with the upgrade list, what we're grateful for and what we're working on.
Okay.
And it's a great way to keep ourselves in check with what we're grateful for and what we're working on. Also, hopefully prompt the listener to do this because it's been really helpful for me to do this. And I wanted to quickly give everybody an update. One of the first episodes, what I'm working on has been morning workouts and getting a workout routine. And I have been doing a really good job.
And she's not just saying that. That's true.
You're here. I will get home before you're even awake for the day.
You don't need to tell everyone that. My lazy lunk of a husband is just sawing logs.
Lazy lunk. No,
she's telling the truth. She gets up way before I even am somewhat coherent.
And I love it. It's been so fun. It's been so long since I had like a good workout routine and workout classes that I was really excited for. So I've really enjoyed that. And so I wanted to update everybody. Like this is actually, it's doing something. Saying it out loud, writing it down, it makes a difference.
Making it happen.
So I'm going to cheat the rules this week. I have two gratitudes.
Okay.
But they also kind of go together.
Okay.
My first gratitude is that we just celebrated our 3-year wedding anniversary, which is very exciting. We just had a lovely dinner last night, which was just great.
We don't go hungry.
No, we do know how to eat. If you follow me on Instagram, it's probably going to be like us going out to a nice dinner. That's like our idea of going to the club.
It's our hobby.
That's our hobby. Yeah. I was never like a restaurant girl before I met you. I was always a server. So it was like the last thing I want to do is go to a restaurant. Then I met you and like you go out to eat on the weekends. Like it's a hobby. It's a thing that we do. Yep. And now I'm obsessed. It's what we do. So we had that. That was really fun. And 3 years it's a great milestone. 3 years flew by. Lots of things have happened, but really grateful for that. And the other one is that we just launched Wedding Day content creation here at Renee Social Studio, which I'm so excited about and is like such a full circle of I left the wedding industry. I said I was never going back to the wedding industry.
Said, see you later.
Done.
Yeah.
Deuces up. Later losers. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that.
Eat my dust.
Yeah, eat my dust. And then here I am crawling back to the wedding industry, not 6 months
anyone
later.
Get married?
But I was hired by a wedding venue here in Minneapolis, one of my very favorites, to do some wedding content or just content in general for them. And they had me go to a few of their weddings as the content girl. And I loved it. Like it was so much fun. I got to be there for like the beautiful, beautiful wedding day. Everything's getting set up. Everyone's happy. I don't have to bring a bucket of flowers. I'm not sweating. I'm not on a ladder or a lift. Like it's all really been amazing.
And bonus, because we do not have to go back
for tear down
and tear it all down after midnight.
Yeah.
So everyone wins.
All the perks of weddings, which I love weddings. Like I love seeing the design, the trends, the couple, the love, the vendors. Like I love the whole start to finish. All of it is so fun. And I love seeing other florists work. That's been really fun, but I don't have to do the floral. So it's really exciting. So we launched that. And it's really crazy how they go together is that we got married 3 years ago. And I don't know if we were living under a rock, but like wedding content was not a thing. So it's just funny, like how quickly things can change and evolve. And so it's really fun to be doing this and be able to be a part of people's wedding day in a different way. Mm-hmm. So those are my two things I'm grateful for. I'm going to kick it to you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know it's your podcast, but you kind of stole mine. I was going to say I'm grateful for 3 years of marriage to you.
Yeah, you can say that.
3-year anniversary. Okay, good. We can both be grateful for it.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm thankful for. It's been a great 3 years.
Yeah.
Highs and lows, ups and downs, but so many more highs than lows.
I was going to say, I don't think it's all these lows.
No. But it's not.
It's life.
It's life. It's how life goes, and lots of change over the years, but I'm grateful to be doing it all with you.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, you can be grateful for 3 years.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what I'm working on, I feel like I'm always working on a lot of things. And every single week when I come onto this podcast, I'm like, what am I working on a lot? How do I choose one? So I think we're going to talk more about what I'm actually working on, like in the business and just in my personal growth journey in this episode. But the main thing that I want to get better at that's not work related or social media related is I want to read more. I used to be like such a reader, and I don't know why, but it just got pushed to like the very bottom of the barrel to-do list thing. And I just end up like scrolling before bed. But in an effort to not be on my phone as much, I really want to get back into some casual reading. So that's what I'm working on.
Would you ever listen to audiobooks like I do when you're driving or anything like that? Or are you really wanting to read the words on a page?
Well, I do love listening to podcasts when I drive, and I love reading books. Like I love reading.
The act of turning the page.
Yeah, I have listened to audiobooks. I just always, whenever I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm like, I wish I was reading this.
There's something I've never thought.
Yeah.
You know, it would be better if I could consume this slower and more boring.
No, I feel like I can read so much quicker than anyone could.
You can read very fast. Yeah. You're like, read this. And I'm reading it. And she's like pulling the phone away from me. I'm like, no.
You've got to be done by now.
No, it takes people a little while to read words sometimes.
Yes, I love reading. I just have gotten away from it, which is something I'm not happy about. So that's what I want to work on, is getting some reading in. End the day with reading instead of scrolling.
They say sleep better too.
That's what they say. No blue light. Okay. And what are you working on?
I am working on living in the sort of unfinished right now. There's a lot of things that are sort of in flux in my business life. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of just transitional things going on, and I hate that. My least favorite thing is when things are incomplete. Mm-hmm. I like doing things. You know, for years that meant I would just do something and have an answer, and even though it was maybe the wrong answer, I would rather have an answer than no answer.
Close the book and be done with it.
And so I'm living right now in this weird limbo of there's so many things that are incomplete, and I just have to deal with that. So I'm working on being okay with that.
I think that's a really good one. And just so the listeners understand, kind of an example of this, we moved into our house 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we had an entire gigantic ass moving truck and like a moving company. And by the end of that day, I don't think there was one box left.
You're right. We had the whole damn thing unpacked.
We literally hosted my family for dinner that evening.
Yes, we did.
They were like, wow. What? Where are the boxes? I thought you guys moved in today. We were like, well, we did.
Yeah, we moved in. We're all moved in.
Kenny's a nut. Like,
I like to get things done.
Get it done. Get it checked off the to-do list, which pros and cons.
Absolutely.
A lot of pros to that. Yeah. You're very efficient, but when things are not done and you want them to be done, it is difficult for you. So this is a good goal.
It's been an interesting year of practicing.
Yeah. And the very exciting thing is for your business, you're moving into a gorgeous brand new space that is just in flux and TBD
and
on all
when
that.
will it be done? Who knows? When do we move? Who knows?
So chill. It's whenever it's
I'm
ready.
flexible.
Yeah.
You take your time and
Whenever
fill me
it's
in.
ready, just
whatever.
you call
I'll
me.
just be here.
You
Totally
call
chill.
me.
Yeah, you just let me know.
Okay. Well, I think that's really good. So today we're just going to have an honest conversation. And we've had multiple conversations about like the podcast, the business, me, the growing pains that I'm experiencing, all the things. And what I realized is I don't feel like I'm at a place where I'm just the guru, like I'm the guru podcast. I think there's so many guru podcasts, which is great. I personally am living through a lot of the growth right now and actively learning a lot of the lessons. And like we've talked about in the first episode, I've learned a ton already and it's gotten me here. But now I keep putting myself in brand new situations with brand new things I'm building and brand new challenges. And I want this podcast to be more so a conversation about what I'm learning, what's happening, what the listener can take away, instead of like, here's exactly what you need to do. And it's going to work great for you because I did it. Of course, there's some of that, but I just want it to be more open, honest about what I'm going through, what I'm learning. And I know there's takeaways in that.
Yeah.
And so I started Renee Social April 2025. I still had weddings to finish. So I didn't finish weddings until July. I was still doing wedding florals to finish that. And it was just like I was sprinting the second I launched the business. And it has just been really exciting since then. But there's also been a lot of growth since then. And with a lot of growth has come a lot of discomfort of doing a lot of new things, of putting myself in a lot of new positions, of putting myself out there a lot more, and like working actively on not being afraid to be seen. And that has all been really good, really challenging too. And I think the biggest thing I'm learning right now is if I want to grow the things I want to grow, I have to simplify and focus more so on a couple things. And just because I can do this and I can do that and I could do that, and oh, that's a great thing, that would make a lot of sense to do that, I can't take on 15 projects and expect that I'm going to see growth in all of them at the same time, because that's just not going to work. And we had a tree taken down this week, which I made a huge mistake. Well, actually, it wasn't a mistake because I knew our dogs would be freaked. So I was like, I need to be home with them because there's going to be like loud noises and chainsaws and all that. So I actively decided to be home with them. But it was a horrible decision because I got nothing done because I was just obsessed watching this tree being taken down. It was so fun.
Thank you for all the video updates, all the videos of the workers and the real-time progress of, now the tree's down to here.
A little lower.
Yep, now it's here.
Yeah.
And now it's here.
No, I was obsessed.
And now they're blowing the leaf blower.
Yeah, what a crew. But watching that tree, like, I don't know, it was so symbolic. I don't know, maybe I just needed the message, but I was thinking, like, this guy has this chainsaw and he's just going different angles of the same spot over and over and over. And like this chainsaw, it takes a little while to get this tree slice all the way through. But it kind of felt like an analogy of, I can't keep putting little chainsaw slices all over my tree and expect to get the tree down. If I want to get the tree down, I need to make some precise cuts repeatedly in the same area to get the tree down, and then I can tackle something else. So what do you think about that analogy?
I think it's a beautiful metaphor. And you're right. I mean, you can't just take knocks and chops off random parts of the tree, high, low, over this branch. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how you take a tree down. You need to repetitive, over and over, in the same spot, toward the same thing.
Yeah. And I've heard it said before, like, be known for something, and then you can expand into kind of whatever you want. And analogies could be any celebrity that you like, Rachel Ray cooking, but then Rachel Ray could do a bunch of other stuff, and you know the name Rachel Ray.
Sure.
That's an extreme example, but being known for something. So my goal and my focus right now is to simplify and try to limit the noise, because there's so much noise on social media and we see so many people doing so many great things. And it's like, oh, I could do that. Or, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Or, oh, what a good idea. I'm going to do that. And all of a sudden we're doing 17 things a day and we are missing out on that main mover, the needle moving tasks, for lack of better words. And that's kind of what I've been up to. So my goal, I'm saying it to the group, to you, is to just like fine tune those big couple things I'm working towards. And I'll know when I get there, I think, when it makes sense to spread my wings a little bit more or diversify a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think I just hit the ground running so fast with Renee Social and my own page and the pod and all great things and events and like it's all great things. But then I start to feel like, okay, literally, what am I doing in a day? I'm doing a million things and I don't even feel like I'm making the progress I could be making because I'm the one leading the ship in all the different ways.
And you know what it reminds me of? And I hate to give credit to my mom. But my mom,
you do?
I do. But my mom,
do you think she listens to this podcast?
I don't, okay, but we'll see.
We'll see if we get a text.
My mom always said, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Credit.
I hate to give credit. She said, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right.
And she's right. And at the time she was talking about putting slugs in my sister's hair.
Oh my God.
But
are you kidding?
No, that's what she was talking about then. But that lesson makes a huge impact for business too. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. And it's just getting in the habit of seeing what end up ultimately being distractions as distractions versus seeing everything as an opportunity. Because it's not. And just because it can down the road doesn't mean that it can be for today.
Right. And it's having that focus because now there's more distractions and more opportunities than ever. So it's challenging to say, oh yeah, I could do that, but that would take away from this thing I'm doing right here. And it doesn't make sense. So it's like almost making a checklist of like, does it hit these goals? If it's a not or a maybe not, then it's a no.
Yeah, your priorities lead every decision, not making all your decisions sort of try to fall within what you know is important.
And that actually is a good reminder because I used to have a priority clarity statement for my floral business. I haven't made one for Renee Social.
Well, there we go.
Problem
solved.
Ding, ding, ding. I am my own guru.
Case closed. She's the guru. Take it from her.
Have you ever made a priority clarity statement?
I have priorities, yeah. And not in an official sense in a few years, but it was a very regular practice for us to have 2, maximum 3 goals.
Yeah.
And then within those goals, there were a couple things where if it happens, that's cool. And that probably means we would have hit one of these goals anyway.
Right.
But when we first started, we would set yearly goals and we would have like 20. And that doesn't make any sense.
I can't relate to that at all. I'm just kidding.
And I don't know when
What's
it shifted.
That like?
But it was one of those things where we just thought to ourselves, I don't think this really makes sense. So let's focus on a couple things.
Yeah.
And then it's actually possible.
The other thing too is I think if you're doing a lot of this by yourself or you have a big team, it makes a big difference, right? But when you are a solo business owner, solo entrepreneur, or running a very, very small team, it's really important to have that clarity and those priorities in order and stay so laser focused on where you want to go and only the things that move you closer.
Yes.
As easy as it is to want to do the fun, shiny new things, it just ends up feeling like you're on a hamster wheel. I think I'm going to do a whole episode on the priority clarity statement because how did I forget all about that? And that actually could be game changer for us all.
We had a light bulb moment.
Light bulb moment.
Love
ding,
that.
ding, ding.
That's why you come to the Champagne Social.
Just nonstop light bulbs over here.
Ding, ding.
Okay, so you are in business with your twin brother. You guys do custom clothing, but mostly custom suits.
Yes.
Killing it, moving into a gorgeous brand new space very soon. Date TBD.
Very soon. And it doesn't really matter because I am so flexible.
Chill. So chill. You wouldn't believe how chill.
Yeah.
And you have a lot to share. And this is like your bread and butter right here. Simple and what's the word? Not refined, but like you guys have always had, at least that I've known you.
Yeah.
Because you've been in business, 14 years now?
Yeah.
You've always been very laser focused on who you're for, who you're not for. And you've obviously, since I met you, gotten even more refined on that. But when you guys first started, I obviously was not around. You were a lot younger. No offense.
Probably in diapers when we first started.
Okay, just everyone calm down. I'm only 7 years younger.
Yeah.
But
bit of an
I'm
age gap.
7 whole years younger. 7.
That's right.
Yeah. Never let you forget it. But what was it like in the beginning? Was it a shit show? Like
It was the messiest shit show you've ever seen.
okay.
There was no focus.
Okay.
And yes, you're right. By the time you entered the picture, we were much more focused in, and we had a much more clear vision of who we were for and who we weren't for. And it's honed in even more since then.
Mm-hmm.
But even then it was a little bit messy. But way back in the day, it was like, oh, if anyone wants anything, we want them.
We'll
and
drive hours.
We'll do it. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how small, and it doesn't matter how, it really doesn't. And anytime they ask for a discount, yes. If they ask for a price match, yes. It was just yes, yes, yes. And it was absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
In the mindset of being a brand new business owner,
Mhm.
like me, like people listening, you back then, how do you decide what's worth it to say yes to get the experience or to get your name out there? How do you decide, okay, that's worth taking on, and what's not, because it's not perfectly in alignment with like who I want to work with? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. There are, especially when you're really new, there is going to be an amount of time where you are truly just trying things.
Right.
But you have to take each experience you have and be really, really critical. And it has to work for you. And it has to check a box, or it has to accomplish a priority for you. If it was great experience,
Mm-hmm.
if you earn money,
Mm-hmm.
if you learned important lessons, those are all really good things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't that good of an experience, you lost money and you didn't like it, don't ever do it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. And you will be saying yes a lot more when you're earlier on.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's just part of it.
And I don't think you should say yes to everything, because there
Yeah.
are things that are just a huge thumbs down and there's no upside for you.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of, and I mean, this and anyone listening, if you own your own business, you are always getting hit up to do things. And there's no shortage of things you can pay to do.
Or opportunities.
And there's no shortage of things you can donate, or things you can give your own time and your own product for free.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have to be a little bit selective with what you choose to pursue, but it takes a little trial and error.
So be open to doing and trying,
Yeah.
but make sure you have that priority clarity statement, or those, it has to check a box.
It has to check the box.
Don't do it just to do it.
And sometimes it is a matter of you're curious if this makes any sense. So why not? We'll see.
Right.
But make sure that you can afford to take that risk.
Yeah. And where I'm at now is like, if I take on a new client, I want to make sure that it does feel really right.
Mhm.
Because I'm really grateful that I have great social media management clients right now. So if I'm adding more onto my plate, I want to make sure that it feels like a good fit. Like they want what I offer and vice versa, which is also challenging, right? To say no, or I don't think that's the right fit when there's someone that wants to pay you.
Absolutely. It's so hard to say no. It feels like you have money slipping through your hands, but it's so important. You did a good job of this though, and as you were in your floral business.
Right. But I think back to that, and like I said yes to anyone and everything, any design.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say like if you were hours away, I wouldn't, but like I literally said yes to everything. And I also underpriced myself kind of strategically sometimes because I wanted the job, because I wanted the experience,
Good
right?
strategy.
Like I can, if I do one wedding at that venue, now I have
Right.
photos of that venue and I can post it on social. And so that moves the needle.
It does.
But at some point you have to say, okay, now I'm not the cheapest florist.
Yeah.
Like it's that discomfort of leveling yourself up
Right.
and making sure that you are moving the needle forward. But finally I was like, I can't be the florist that's doing the boho, the pampas grass, but that also is getting these amazing, great, huge weddings with designs I actually want to do. If my whole portfolio is like boho, dark, moody, I don't have anything to show
Right.
the clients that would hire me. Like their Pinterest board looks nothing like my Instagram looks. So it's just making sure that you're taking on jobs that move you closer to where you know you want to go, which we're going to circle back to that priority clarity statement.
Absolutely.
We're going to get that episode ready.
I can't wait.
Okay. So
I'll listen.
with your business, you guys have a very luxury level business, a very specific type of client. When did you finally feel like you had the clarity of who you're working with and felt very streamlined in that?
Well, it happened a couple times. Most recently, we found that clarity about a year and a half ago. But
So 12 years in?
yeah.
That it's good for people to hear that
The
though.
first
Like
time,
we're always learning, we're
yeah.
always refining.
And just for sake of those listening who are unfamiliar with my industry, it does have a tendency to be very geared towards weddings as well.
Mm-hmm.
So for many years, our primary focus was on getting wedding customers. So that was really early on. That was a very early focus,
Mm-hmm.
and that was something that was crystal clear in our minds. And we did that for tons of years.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, after the pandemic, it was after 2021, after the wedding boom had slowed, 2022 came and went, that we really decided that we wanted to focus on something different, something new, something more profitable, something where the customers would turn into clients who actually repeat. They spend more money each time. And then our focus shifted and it was very, very clear. But yeah, about 12 years in.
Well, you're constantly, as a business owner, constantly kind of refining, evolving, learning.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's good for everyone to hear that you're still 12 years in, 14 years in, and learning that and refining that.
You're never done learning. And you've always got to be evaluating, like, just because this served me then and got me to this point, does it make sense to continue to do this over and over and for the next 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Is this really what I want to be doing 5 years from now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? It's okay to make changes and to shift focus. But again, it's got to be driven by whatever those priorities are that you've already established.
Now, something that I really admire about your business is it's a no discount show,
Ugh.
no sales show.
Yes, it is now.
No sales.
No sales.
So talk me through how to create a no discount business.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there.
Okay. Well, it starts by never discounting.
And why is it important?
It's important because if you run discounts and you focus on discounts, then you attract discount buyers. It's not the right type of client to build a profitable high-end luxury business on if the people that are coming to you expect a discount, and it's as simple as just not doing it. We used to do it. We used to do it a lot. We used to do it for everything. Mm-hmm. It was 3 weeks before Thanksgiving special, get 3% off. Mm-hmm. It's, it was every stupid thing you could think of. Columbus Day discounts. And we would continue to reach out to people. And we heard from someone once who said, I'm going to wait till you run your next promotion and I'll reach out. And we told him, we're actually not going to run a promotion again. And that was true because at that point we decided we have to stop running promotions.
Sure. Because you're just training everyone to wait for the next sale.
Yeah. And I'm not saying you should never offer something. If you feel like you want to, I think there's a huge difference between discounting and adding value. And we do that sometimes selectively.
Yeah.
But it's a very different practice. And it attracts a totally different type of person when you find someone who's seeking a value versus someone who just wants a bargain.
Right. And sales discounts, not a bad thing at all. This is more so if you want to have a higher end luxury business, it's making the hard decision. Like, I don't discount my services.
Right.
A lot of that too is making sure you know the value that you offer and the value in your service, in your experience, which we were talking about with the tree company, circling back.
Yeah.
What did he tell you on the phone?
He called me, and he was, to his credit, he was one of the first to call me. And as we were on the phone, he was telling me we're the best. We have the highest reviews, but also we also are the best. And I have a great team, and they're fast, and they're clean, and they do what they say. And I believed him because, I run a similar business and I say the same things to people who are curious. And he was unapologetic about it, and he was right.
Yeah, they were amazing.
They weren't the only tree company we've ever used, but they were the best, and we're not going to use another tree company again.
No, and there's something about when you say we're the best, we have a great team, we do an amazing job, our reviews back it up. That person's not like, and we'll also give you 50% off.
No, he didn't incentivize me at all.
Like
he was
when you provide an amazing service and they'd be dumb not to hire you, you don't feel the need to discount it. So right. I think that's a really great practice that you have. I know you got to that point, but I think that's the type of business I'm in now. Mm-hmm. Although, spoiler alert, I think I'm going to do a quick Black Friday little audit special for social media audits, because those are fun. And everyone can benefit from.
I don't have any issue with you being selective on what you're specifically discounting. What are you thinking?
My mentor is disappointed in me.
I'm out of here. No, I don't. I think it can be smart and it can work, but you just have got to do it really sparingly.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to run a discount business. Exactly.
What did I just say? Business.
And if you don't want to run a discount business.
Business in his house. Okay. I love that. I think that's great.
I do just want to point out that I know I'm not your target demo for the podcast.
Sure.
And I know that this is not generally it's not generally a man-friendly zone. This is a girls club.
Sure.
And it's a girls club.
Ladies.
Absolutely. You do a good job on this stuff too. And it's been amazing the things that I've watched your different businesses shapeshift into, and the ways that you mentioned, oh yeah, I used to do that for floral all the time. Right. But then you stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And there were years in which you weren't doing that. And you're doing it now with Renee Social. You're not running a discount business. You're not pricing yourself lower than everyone else, trying to hope people find you. You're doing these things correctly. You have learned and you do know what you're doing.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet. And I hope that that's encouraging to listeners that like you can do everything right, quote unquote, but it's still challenging, right? Like having a business is super challenging.
It's hard. It's hard either to do it smart and it's hard to do it not smart.
Yeah. And it's just, I think at the end of the day, you have to love what you do, and not in a way where you're like just because you love what you do doesn't mean it's not hard. Doesn't mean it's easy.
Right. And you also can't pay your bills with the fun you had. So because you're having a good time at work, that's not lucrative. You
can have fun and make money for sure, but there's work in there. My dad used to always say they call it work for a reason, right? Like,
yeah, he's right.
When you want to grow something from nothing, it takes grit, it takes determination, and it takes a hell of a lot longer than you think it will. And that's where I'm living right now, is like, I know where I want to be. I know where I want to go. Oh my God, I'm so much further from that. But it's super important to, like you just pointed out, thank you, to look back even a couple months ago, how much progress I'm making, or what I was doing a year ago or 2 years ago. So it's really important to take those moments of, okay, yeah, I'm not where I want to be. That's okay, because I'm making progress there. And when you're building something from nothing, it is so challenging, but it's so worth it, especially when you have that passion and you really, really want to be doing it and you love it.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you love it doesn't mean it's easy.
Right. And I think that what you just said is one of the most important things with especially business owners, because we don't have a boss who's going to give us a raise or who's going to tell us we're doing a good job or give us a promotion. So when you do accomplish things, even if they're small, it's really important to be proud of ourselves and to find ways to mark the occasion and to celebrate.
Right.
Set goals for yourself. And when you reach those goals, instead of just moving the goalposts, because you will and you have to, but do a little touchdown dance before you move the goalposts. Do something fun. It's really important to celebrate milestones, because if you don't celebrate your own milestones, nobody else will, and you're going to burn out because it's going to lose its luster.
And you know what the Kings do really well? We cheers to the everything.
We cheers. We celebrate.
When I launch wedding content, we're celebrating. Yep. When something happens, we're celebrating. Like, we are just big on like
always something to celebrate.
Always something to celebrate, and that's what a beautiful way to bring that full circle. It's Champagne Social. There's always something to celebrate around here, but there really truly is. Like, you have to find it. That's why we do the gratitude. Yeah. To keep it top of mind, there's always something to celebrate. So that's the spirit of this pod. Thank you, Kenny, for being in the studio. We'll see how this is received. If the listeners want you back, we'll have you back. If all two of them. Just kidding. No, I truly do. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And until next time. I am rocking a 4.1 out of 5 on Apple Podcasts. So can you all please, if you love the pod, leave a review, rate it 5 stars. We really appreciate it. It means a lot. It shouldn't, but it does. So thank you for leaving your reviews. Your support means a lot. And until next time, cheers.